Big Mike here with
Hayes Entertainment.
Oh man, this episode, it's a beauty. We got UFC legend Pat Cote, the Predator, with fighting in the welterweight division with a 23-11 record.
If you like what we're doing, you put your dukes up and hit the subscribe button. If you're looking for a mug, perhaps a hoodie, head on over to IOnlyTouchGreatness.com.
Hi, I'm Patrick Cote, and you're listening I'm Only Touch Greatness podcast.
We the best, just like Khaled says. We the best, we stay hot to death. We the best, always down to wreck. This Hayes Entertainment, what you know about that? We the best, just like Khaled says. We the best, we stay hot to death. We the best, always down to wreck. This Hayes Entertainment, what you know about that?
Can't beat us, we MCs. I make cats run like DMC. My boy gets saved, it's the ENT. On the track, I blow like TNT. Hot boys like CMB. Girls spend the night like a B&B. I say what I want what I say. Remain at the top, I'm the top of the game. Step back, I come up quick fast. So fast, when I stop, y'all get whiplash. So what you wanna say today? Hate the game, dog, I'm the ace of spades. A call player, bet it's not over.
Brian Hayes and Big Mike are taking over the podcast scene in Vancouver. Get down or lay down.
We the best, just like Khaled says. We the best, we stay hot to death. We the best, always down to wreck. This Hayes Entertainment, what you know about that? We the best, just like Khaled says. We the best, we stay hot to death. We the best, always down to wreck. This Hayes Entertainment, what you know about that?
We the best, yes, that's something I can put plain. Hey, cause them ballers get paid. Pop bottles, homie, got dollars for days. Get low, sit low, in them politics trades. You want West Coast, just holla at Hayes.
We the best, just like Khaled says. We the best, we stay hot to death. We the best, always down to wreck. This Hayes Entertainment, what you know about that? We the best, just like Khaled says. We the best, we stay hot to death. We the best, always down to wreck. This Hayes Entertainment, what you know about that?
Hey, boss.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Good,
thanks.
yourself?
I'm pretty good.
Hey, one thing before we start, can we turn your camera the other way? Yeah, there we
There
go.
you go.
All right.
Hey, how you doing today?
I'm pretty good, thanks. How about you?
Good, thanks. How's the weather out east?
Freaking cold.
Yeah.
Big Mike here, by the way, and this is Ryan.
Thanks for you.
What's up, guys?
Thanks for taking the time for us today, Pat. We really appreciate it.
Hey, my pleasure, man. Gonna be fun.
So we're just going to start off here. You obviously grew up in Quebec. What was life like growing up?
You know what? I had a very happy time when I was young. You know, I've been raised by only my mother, and I've always been in high level sports. I used to play for the province of Quebec team of soccer. So I never play hockey. You know, it's a shame, but I play soccer for the Canadian team too when I was junior. And when I joined the army, after that I started to box, and the rest is history.
Can you skate?
I can. I have a better hands than skating. So good.
Of course that's what's up. You're a fighter.
Yeah.
What other sports did you play growing up?
A lot of like soccer. Soccer was my life when I was young teenager. Because I was on the elite level. I was full time almost. I was going to school after that with practice and almost tournament every weekend. So that was soccer. And when I was in high school, I play any kind of sport like football, badminton, volleyball, all kind of sports. But soccer was the major part of my time when I was playing sports.
How did you get into fighting in the first place? And when did it start?
Listen, when I was young, I started to do some judo with my family because two of my cousins was in university team. And start to do some judo with them just for fun. And when I joined the army, I find a boxing club, and boxing was pretty easy for me. I don't know why, but I got it very, very fast. And I fell in love with kind of the fighting fighting spirit, fighting mentality. And I found, in Quebec City, I found, a BJJ team called Team Union at that time. And, I fell in love with Jiu-Jitsu too. So, you know what? I start my first amateur fight, I think it was in 1999 or 2000. And I lost pretty bad, but, I felt in love with the sport. And, you know what? I made that for the next 15 years.
Yeah, you definitely made the right decision.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I made the right decision because, when I was in the army in 2004, I decided to break my contract to try to live on that sport, to try to have a career in the mixed martial art. At that time, that was really underground. That was not popular like today in 2004. So that was like jumping off the plane without any parachutes. I took a big chance. But you know what? It's I wasn't very not in a very I was in a zone not comfortable. But at that time I found that it showed the best of me because I had to perform.
Yep.
If you could sit down and have dinner with anybody, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh, good question. I don't know. There's so many guys that I would like to talk because I have a lot of I don't have idols, but I have some guys that I'm looking their path and just to talk to them. Like I'm big NFL fans, and I would like just to sit down with Brett Favre and talk about all his career. He's a warrior. He was a worker. He was a blue collar. And for me that was my favorite player. I would love to sit down with John Daly just to take a scotch, drink a scotch and talk of golf because I'm a big golf fan. But you know what? And in fighting sport, I don't know. Guy like maybe Muhammad Ali. Talking about how I was his mentality when he fought. He changed the sport so bad that this kind of mentality, it's one of a kind. So just to learn about how we saw the sport at that time, different of all the other guys.
So what's your football team?
Seahawks.
Oh, good choice.
Oh no.
Yeah, but you know what? Because I was a really big Brett Favre fan, and I used to like obviously the Packers for a long time. After that, I changed for the Vikings. I changed for the Jets. I changed for the Vikings. I wasn't sure for the Jets, but I changed for the Vikings at the end. I saw his last match in the New England against the Patriots. I was there.
Wow.
And that's when he got his jaw broken. And I was there, and we didn't know that it was his last fight, his last match. But I was there, so I was like, okay, good. I didn't know, but I saw his last match of Brett Favre, so that was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
And after that, I was kind of lost. I have any team. I love football in general. I'm a big fan of NFL, and my friend used to live in Vancouver. And he said that you have to come to Seattle. It's very close to Vancouver. We go almost every weekend. And I went down and I went to the stadium and I was like, whoa, okay, I fell in love with the team, with the stadium, with the fans. So now I'm a Seahawks fan.
Hey, that's good. I'm a Seahawks fan. I go to tons of games.
Yeah.
Like you say, it's a 2-hour drive. I know good buddy of ours, George LaRocque. He's a Seahawks fan as well.
Big time, yeah. I talk to him every week, and we talk about the football and the Seahawks and how the last match against Giants was so bad.
Oh yeah.
But listen, I hope I hope that next Sunday it's against the Jets. I hope we're not gonna lose this one.
Hey, my team's not very good, Pat. So don't worry.
Yeah, but at least you have the most beautiful helmet in the league, so that's good. That's okay.
Yeah, I had George LaRocque on a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking Seahawks. We just started talking, and we talked for a while just about Seahawks.
Yeah, he's a big fan. He's a hardcore fan, and I'm doing some radio with him. And every time we're supposed to talk about fight, we always end up talking about football and the Seahawks.
Oh, so as he must be doing the radio, then I always see on his Instagram stories of him at the DJing. And
Yeah, exactly. That's the same.
oh, okay.
Who are the biggest influencers in your career?
I think it's all my training partners. Seriously, it sounds like cheesy, but uh, you know, you have to understand that that was my job. Fighting was my job. So I was waking up, training, eating, sleeping, just thinking about fighting and training about the fight. You know, Almost all my training partners, that wasn't their job. The day after they're going to the office or something like that, and at night they were coming to the gym, and they accept that I was punching them to the face just because they wanted me to be good, to do good. So for me, that was I always say thank you very very much to those guys, because you can you are alone in the octagon, but it's a team sport. You can't be good if you're only in your basement hitting the sandbag. It's not gonna happen. No, you need training partner, and you have to take care of them. And seriously, I don't have any idol. I don't have any model. For sure, I have some guys that I'm looking at their path and what they did in the sport, like George. George is a close friend of mine, and I can see that. If I want to show to a little boy what kind of road you want to take to go to the top, George has the perfect example. He has, he's kind of the perfect way, a perfect model just to follow the path. But at the end of the day, it's my team, man. I've been very faithful to my team. I've been in my team for 11 years. I never changed. I travel a couple of times around the world to train, but I always came back in my team. And even when I fought for the title, and after that I got kicked out in the UFC, I was staying there because a lot of people were saying, okay, maybe it's time for you to change, or maybe it's not working. I was like, man, I went to the title fight with those guys. It's not them the problem. It's me. I have to change something in my mind. I have to change something there. They are there to help me. So I just had to talk to them and find the problem altogether. And that's what I did. And I came back in the UFC in 2012, and I finished my career there.
How long until you think GSP's on the $100 bill?
What it says?
How long till GSP's on the $100 bill?
Oh, it's not enough for George at 100 bills, man. He has to be on the 1,000 bills.
Yeah.
That's George money. I can be on 100 bills, but George has to be on 1,000 bills. That's the difference between him and I.
Yeah.
Us as Canadians, I know, like we loved watching you and George St. Pierre and Rory McDonald. Like you guys were like our idols growing up. Those are the guys we watched. Like we watched you guys beat the shit out of people every UFC, and it was just so much fun. And like we're huge fans of George St. Pierre. We'd love to get him on here. We've tried so hard. I don't think it'll ever happen, but it's a dream.
Yeah, it's complicated. George, it's not only George, it's GSP. It's a trademark, and everybody want a piece of George. And it's very, very complicated, but at the same time, it's for his own protection. I understand that it's another level. People don't understand how George is, because he's from Canada, he's from Quebec, he's from Saint Isidore, he speaks French. So people don't realize how big this guy is. He's a freaking worldwide superstar. He can't go anywhere, without any bodyguard. He can't go anywhere without any protection. People are going crazy all the time. And
I believe it.
It's not here in Montreal. It's around the world. So that's why it's so complicated. But at the same time, he need that. He needs a team around him that is going to protect him, and because he has so many demand, he has so many things to do, and it's very very complicated to book the schedule. But at the end of the day, trust me, man, this guy is a superstar. He's kind of seriously probably is his famous level, probably at the same level as Ronaldo in soccer. It's insane. People don't realize, but I traveled with this guy. I saw some craziness of fans around the world. I was like, man, this guy is like the Beatles. You know, and people was, falling down, crying. I was like, man, that's insane. So that's why it's so hard to get George now.
I would love to see him beat the shit out of McGregor.
Yeah, but maybe probably would like to see that, but it's never gonna happen. It's not working for George because George has money. Everybody need more money, but he doesn't need more money. If he's coming back, it's for the legacy. It's for to mark his name in the history of that sport. And everybody knows that if he's coming back, it's only for one fight, one name. It's gonna be for Khabib, and Khabib won this fight too. And it's gonna be hard to do that because George is close to 40 years old. The time it's running up. It's really bad. But the thing that I'm pissed off because I know the two biggest rendezvous in mixed martial art involved George was against Anderson Silva and now with Khabib. And both of this situation, there's a good chance it's never gonna happen. So I was like, man, that's so bad because two-time it's because it's George. It's in this situation. So I hope we're gonna find a way to do this match, this fight. But you know what, my confidence is not very high.
That would be crazy. That would be absolutely crazy. He would stun the world if he came back for one fight against Khabib. Like, he would stun the world.
And you know what? I talk to George, almost, every week. And when Khabib, his last fight, he got the retirement. He said that he was going to retire. I was with him, and he said, "Motherfucker." I was like, "Okay, you want the fight?" He said, "I don't know, but the one thing I know, I'll beat this guy. I'm 100% sure that I'll kick his ass." I was like, "Oh shit, man. Okay." Because George is in super shape. He's probably today, he's not in fight shape, but even without to be in fight shape, he can beat almost half of the roster in the UFC. He's a one of a kind. He's like a Sidney Crosby of hockey. It's like an athlete like that. You have one guy like that every 10 years.
Hey, Patrick,
he's a supernatural.
Patrick, you should message Dana White that offer, man. That would be crazy. They would sell out pay-per-view everywhere.
Yeah, but listen to me. I think about something, okay, and you tell me, guys, if I'm crazy about that, okay? If I'm crazy, I'm thinking about that. I said that here in French in a couple interviews, and in my podcast too on RDS, I said, listen, Nurmagomedov just bought a new MMA organization in Russia, and he changed the name of Eagle Fighting Championship. Eagle is his nickname. Yeah. And he want that promotion. He bought that for $1 million. For him, it's nothing. And he bought for $1 million. And he said that I want that organization become very fast, worldwide, very famous worldwide. And we want to be on Fight Pass too. So we want to be like the step up for the fighters to come in my organization and going to the UFC after. But in my mind, I was like, okay, the UFC don't want to do this fight of George and Khabib because it's not a win situation for the UFC. Because first of all, it's not going to be in a 155. It's going to be probably in 160, 162, or 165, whatever. They're going to pay a shitload of money of George and Khabib, and they're not going to get back the money because both going to leave after that.
Right,
so
they're never going to fight again
sense.
after that. Yes,
it doesn't make sense for the UFC to put all that money for only one fight. So in my mind, I was like, okay, if Khabib wants his organization become famous very, very fast, his first event, boom, you have another option now. You put yourself against George in your own event, in a main event. That's, I think, for me, it's a common sense, because both want to do this fight. George want to do it. Habib wanted to do it. It's the UFC, they didn't want to do it. So now you have another option. So for me, I was like, all right, maybe I'm crazy to think about that, but there's another option now if they really want to do that fight.
That would be sweet.
Good way to get your brand off and running.
Yeah, no, but I think it's a very smart business move, but at the same time, probably Dana is gonna fly his ass out to Moscow or Russia to talk to Habib and say, okay, we're gonna talk. Maybe we can fix something. I don't know, but we'll see. But I think if this fight happen, he has to be in the next 6 months because it's gonna be too late after that.
Yeah, and talking about two legends like that, what about two boxing legends, Tyson and Roy Jones? Did you watch that fight?
I watched, and I was very happy about what I saw. I thought that would be like a circus, that would be like a nightmare. That's probably the only thing in that night that wasn't a circus. That was a freaking music show. That was a concert. That was like weed everywhere. I was like, man, it's just a sport event, but there's a weed everywhere. Everybody's smoking. I was like, what the hell is going on? And the fight before, I don't even remember his name. The fight before the Tyson, I was
Nate Robinson.
Exactly. That was so a disgrace. That was so bad. I was like, man, I can't believe it. But man, I'm super happy that I saw that fight. And both guys are over 50. They made 8 freaking rounds, and at the end, even if that was 2 minutes, even at the end, they was trying to punch each other. That was fun. And the thing that was amazing, we saw the same style that they used to be. 20 years later, 20 years before. Tyson was like, okay, I'm going like that, and Roy Jones was hands down and tried to do some show, some crazy things. So exactly. So that was exactly the same style. So you know what? It's that was pretty cool. I don't want to see it again, but that was pretty cool.
Your first UFC fight was against Tito Ortiz on 4 days' notice. Bring me back to that one.
Oh man, that was big. That was big because at that time I had 24 years old. My first fight in the UFC. I was supposed to fight Marvin Eastman in the first fight of the prelim, where there's nobody in the stand. And Tito was supposed to fight Guy Mesgier. Guy Mesgier got a stroke, and they called probably the entire roster before they got to me. And everybody said no, because at that time Tito was at the top of the food chain. No, he was just losing his title against Chuck Liddell, but he was still the poster boy of the UFC.
Yeah.
So everybody said no, and the last guy on the list, that was us. And they called us, said, "You want to fight Tito in 4 days?" Why not? Okay, let's go. So that was something. My first fight in the UFC was in the main event of UFC 50 against a guy who were on my screensaver. So that's pretty that's insane. And I'm the first Quebecer who fought in the main event in the UFC too. George was on my undercard.
That's crazy. That's crazy to think
that's
of.
Good. So that's good. That was the only time, but hey, it happened.
Yeah, we actually had Tito Ortiz on a couple months ago now, and he's a pretty crazy dude.
Yeah, it's especially now. He wasn't that crazy at that time, but now it's kind of like everywhere. But you know what? We took this decision, and that's the best decision I ever taken in my life. Today I have the life I have today. I had a career, an amazing career in mixed martial arts because we accept that fight. I lost the fight, but I won the night. After that, everybody knew. I was like, oh man, who is this fat Canadian guy, man? Nobody was like, who's this guy, man? And after that, I was like, okay, this guy can take a punch, and he has a big heart. So we're gonna see him what's gonna do in the future. But yeah, that was kind of that was really really crazy. And man, he's big, man. He's huge, man. I remember I was looking at the other side of the octagon. I was like, man, his head is so big. At the same time, it's a nice target, but
I was just
so
gonna say that's a
huge,
bigger
man.
target.
Yeah, it's a big target, but it's so huge, and he did some, what he did the best, the ground and pound of me. I
It's kind
received
of like
maybe
my
three.
buddy Ryan's nose. It's a big target.
Hey, that's from hockey.
Yeah, but you know what? It's that was great, and even if I received 300 elbow in my face, I was still on my feet at the end, and I'm pretty proud about what I did on that night.
Do you have a favorite movie?
Mhm. My favorite movie of all time. It's a very old movie, and not a lot of people know that movie, but it's the first movie of Jean-Claude Van Damme. It's No Retreat, No Surrender. It's very, very old. I don't know if you know this movie,
I've
but there's
watched
a
a lot
young
of Van
guy.
Dammes, but I can't think of that one.
Is the first one. That's the one who is doing the split on the rope in the ring, and
Okay.
the story of a young boy who's training with Bruce Lee, but in his dream. And
Oh,
at the end of the movie, he's fighting against Jean-Claude Van Damme. It's probably one of the worst movie ever, but I watched that movie maybe 1,000 times. I don't know. It's so bad that you want to see it again.
Most of the time, the UFC guys will tell us maybe Bloodsport.
Yeah, it's even before Bloodsport. Bloodsport, it's a classic. For sure it's a classic. Everybody said that kind of movie. For sure, Bloodsport, it's a classic. It's in my favorite movies. But I like old stuff. I like old movies like
yeah.
that. And like Kickboxer. Kickboxer. It's so bad. The fighting scene so bad, but man, that's good. That's good. It's so pure. I don't know, man. That's me.
What was your favorite strike and submission? And what do you got going on there, by the way? Some Johnny Walker or what?
Oh yeah, it's Friday night. It's Johnny Walker, man. Friday night. It's just chilling. Big week. Yeah, had a big week.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
What's that? What the question?
What's your favorite strike and submission?
Striking or submission?
No, either. Like, what's your favorite strike, and then what's your favorite submission?
Okay. But the striking, it's the overhand. That was like kind of my signature move. I got a lot of guy with the overhand. I was able to hide the overhand over the jab of my opponent. So it's just a question of timing, but I don't know why, but I got it pretty easy. And for me, that was my move. That was my punch. And even if my opponent knew it, I was able to land it. So it showed that that was my move. And submission, I didn't got a lot of submission in my career. I had only like a rear naked choke, but in training, I used to do a lot of the perfect gang necktie. That's the one I like the most. It's rare that guys doing that in the gym.
Yeah, you very rarely see that.
Yeah, that's my move. I don't know. I like that. I never had the chance to try it in a real fight. I never had the position to try it. But I like that. I like this because it's a surprise for my partner.
What was the best venue you ever fought in?
Oh, it's Mandela Bay. Mandela Bay in Vegas. There's a reason because I'm undefeated over there. I'm 4 fights, 4 wins, and there's a big difference. Just on the other side of the street in Vegas, there's an MGM. I freaking hate this place. I had 3 fights. I lost 3 times. So and when they said, okay, we're not gonna do any more fights in Mandela Bay, I was like, man, shit. I was like, that was my place. I love that place. I love this hotel. I love that MGM. I hate it. And if I want to be very, very honest, fighting here at the Bell Center in Montreal when it's jam packed and you're from here, it's it's insane. The roof is just explode. It's something else, you know, because you felt, you know, I felt, you know, people, the crowd with me. They were singing song with my family name. You know, that was something that you
That's
can't
special.
thinking. Yeah, you can thinking about it. Uh, and it's not true that you don't hear the crowd. That's a freaking lie. You know, see, if a fighter say that, he's lying to you. Because when I was fighting in Vegas and I was fighting against an American guy, I heard that guy around the octagon saying that saying bad thing to me, that I was bad, and screaming an insult to me. I was hearing that. So if it's a good thing, you heard that, and in Montreal here, like 20,000 people cheering your name, it's something's very special.
That's awesome. We called out GSP for a fight. What about you? What about you coming out of retirement?
Oh, not a chance. Not a chance.
Was there a fight that you always wanted to happen that never happened in your career?
Yes. Yes, I don't regret anything in my career. I will do it exactly the same thing. But the only thing I would like to do it, if maybe at that time, like fighting some guy from my time, like Carlos Condit, Robbie Lawler. Robbie Lawler, it's came very, very close that Robbie and I shared the octagon together, and just it didn't happen, but it was very, very close. That would be probably my favorite fight. Probably Robbie is one of my favorite fighter of all time. I'm a big, big fan of Robbie, and that's why I wanted to fight him. I wanted to share the octagon with him because of his style, because I know that will probably be a freaking war. You know, both will finish in blood and crazy, and the people will be on their feet. I'm sure of that, and that's probably the only, not a regret, but the thing that I will try to do to make it happen if I had to go back one time.
What will we find on your playlist?
Man, any kind of music. Man, I'm such a whore of music, man. Trust me, it's everywhere. I like I like the old rock, like Kiss, Motley Crue, Scorpions. I saw Scorpions 3 times in show. I love that. But at the same time, in morning, I like to take my coffee and I'm listening like some Yimura, some piano. I like some dance music, old dance music. So I don't have any one style. I'm just like everywhere. I just, when I feel it, I listen to music I want.
You fought many of the UFC legends like Alves, Cerrone, Thompson, Silva, Lieben, Ortiz. Which fight sticks out to you the most, and who are the toughest opponent?
I fought all those legends, but I lost every fight. But every fight was special because, listen, against Chris Lieben, the best memories I had in my career, it's with that fight. Because when I fought Chris Lieben, that was in 2006. That was really, really a big fight. That was hard, and I lost by split decision. And after the fight, I was in my locker room. I was devastated. I was so sad about the loss, but I was so tired because the fight was, very high paced, and I was crying in my locker room. I was like, man, I can't believe I lost. And Chris Lieben came in my locker room. He sit down just the side of me. He put his hand on my leg, and we stayed there for 20 minutes with no words, just understanding each other. And after 20 minutes, he tapped on my leg, and he stand up and he left. No words for 25 minutes. So that's the kind of souvenir I have of that fight. And I fought a lot of legend, but every fight it's different. Against Cerrone, that was my fight. That was the turning point of my career. If I was beating him, I knew it that I was on the run for another title fight at 170. But he had a good night. I had a really bad night. So after that, I was like, okay, maybe it's time for me to retire. And anyway, I prepared my after career. I was ready to leave, but I wanted to leave on my own term. I wanted to leave, with a good fight, not the fight like Cerrone that he beat me really really bad. So against Thiago Alves, a good friend of mine. I'm happy that my last fight was against him, against a veteran like that, not against like a no name, a newcomer who the UFC wanted to build him over my name. I will take that very 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 bad, but finish my career against another
Disrespectful.
maybe. But I always had a good relationship with the UFC. So my last fight against Thiago Alves, I knew that was my last fight, even if win or lose, it was my last fight anyway. But I'm happy that was against him, and for sure when I fought for the title, it was against Anderson Silva. At that time, it was unbeatable, and bad thing happened, bad time. My knee got. I injured my knee in that fight, but hey, I fought with the title.
What happened in that? What actually happened with your knee there? I remember that fight very clearly. That you just all of a sudden went down and were holding your knee.
Yeah, the ACL and everything just blew up. Yeah,
nasty.
it just in the second round, I slipped on the logo in the center of the octagon, and my leg snapped.
Oh,
and I felt like I said, "Oh shit, man! Okay, something happened." I was like, "Man, I can't believe it! The title fight, and I got injured." I was like, "Man!" And between the second and third round, I said to my cornerman, I said, "Listen, my knee's fucked." And he said, "What do you want to do? You want to throw the towel? You want to do it?" I said, "Listen, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try to go for the Hail Mary. I don't know. I'm gonna try to do something." And as soon as I put all the weight on my right leg, I felt my shin and my knee came side to side. So everything just exploded. And the fight was done. But you know what? It's okay. Right now, I'm in peace with that. And I'm just saying that, hey, there's so many fighters that their dream is to fight for the UFC title. I did it.
You did it. You did a hell of a job at it.
Exactly. So that's okay, man.
I'm still stunned you got 20 minutes of silence out of Chris Lieben. We couldn't get him to stop talking.
Yeah, but you know what? After a fight, after 15 minutes of brawl, and especially losing by split decision, you can talk. You just, I don't know. For me, I was just so devastated, and you cry, man. I'm a big crier, man. I cry when I win. I cry when I lost, and it's just a full load of emotion, and it's so.
I actually asked him yesterday how much he dyed his hair, and he said all the time. So
it's because people don't understand. It's a lot of work. It's not because it's not just you take a guy, you put in the ring or in the octagon, and he's gonna have a success if he's a street fighter, or if he's able to just to fight with his brothers. It's not like that. Those guys are athletes now. They're not fighters. They are athletes in a mixed martial art.
100%.
Not in extreme combat. There's athlete in the mixed martial art business. There's a big difference than 10, 15 years ago. Now, those guys are so, and women too, they're so good, so complete. There's Olympian champion is going to the mixed martial art to make money. That's insane. That's crazy. So it's a lot of work. And when you go and you fight and you lost, especially by split decision, man, it's hard. It's hard to take. And you felt that you let down a lot of people.
Hey, Pat, you obviously keep up with the UFC quite a bit. Who do you think is going to win the main event tomorrow night?
Oh, I go for with Figueiredo. I don't know. I love Moreno. I hope Moreno. Okay, I'm gonna talk with my heart. With my heart, I'm gonna go with Moreno. I love that guy. He's super nice. He's one of his fan favorites. He's a really nice guy. I met him twice, and super nice guy. But I have to give credit to Figueredo. He's good, man. He's
He is
good. He's a
good.
finisher. He's creative. He's versatile. He's well rounded too. It's gonna be really 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 hard to take the belt from him. I don't think he's gonna go long like Demetrius Johnson, but I
Yeah.
think it's gonna be there for a couple of years.
And who do you think wins the Mackenzie Dern and Verna Jandaroba fight?
Uh, I'll go with McKenzie. Even if they're going on the ground, I know Genderina is really really good on the ground too. She's a BJJ black belt too, but Mackenzie Dern is just on another level on the ground. She's so aggressive. She don't accept to stop the fight. She's always attacking, 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 and she's on another level of black belt. You have black belt and you have black belt, and she's there.
Another fight I'm looking forward to is it's just a prelim, but the Jared Vandera and Sergey Spivak fight. I'm hoping Jared Vandera comes through in that one.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I like this guy. I like his style. He's always going forward, and this guy like to fight. You can see it. He's never going for a safe fight. And me too. I like this fight, and I hope he's gonna win too.
And last one, Gavin Tucker or Billy Quarantillo?
It's gonna be a tough fight, but I'm going with Tucker. I can't go against a Canadian boy. I like Tucker. I never met him, but I like him as an athlete. I like him as a professional fighter. I like his style. He's so his movement is so mobile. It's really hard to catch. And yeah, I think he's 2 wins in a row now. So he's in a good run, and I can see him. I can see him being a contender one time, maybe in 2 years. Maybe he has the skill to do that.
Okay. What's your favorite piece of memorabilia that you collected over the years? Like, is there a glove of somebody else, or your shorts from your first fight, or I don't know?
I have a box that my wife wanted to put in the trash because she was like, "You never go in that box." Yeah, but if I want to go in 10 years, it's gonna be there. There's my first UFC gloves, my first UFC shorts. I have a short that you remember some kind of a fight, especially against Kendall Grove. Kendall Grove, I have blood on my short. They're yellow. It's disgusting, but man, that was a big win for me when I fought Kendall Grove, because it was supposed to be the next superstar. I knocked him out in the first round, and it started really my run to have a title fight after that. Posters. I have a shitload of posters.
Oh, yeah.
That's not even fun. And yeah, it's I have hard time just to let something go. All the little things remind me something good in my career.
I agree.
Sometimes I just have to let something go. Even just the past, the backstage pass. I have maybe 50 backstage pass, and it's
but to you,
I don't
but
need
to you
that.
but to you that means something. Like, I'm the same way. Like, I don't like throwing things out. Like, if it's a memory, it's a memory. I know we had Chris Lieben on yesterday, and when we asked him the same question, he didn't give a shit. I don't think he has anything left.
Oh man, I would like to be like that. I can't. I don't know. I like to keep my stuff, so we'll see. And you know what? I have 2 kids now, and when they're gonna be like teenager, I will be able to show. I hope they're gonna be interested to see that, but I will be able to show that to them, and just talking about what I was doing before, because they will never know me as a fighter. They will know me as a businessman now. So it's gonna be cool just to talk to them about what I was doing before as a professional athlete, and show them a couple of stuff.
What are you up to these days, Pat?
Pardon me?
What are you up to these days?
Oh, actually, since 2008, I'm the official French voice of the UFC. I'm commentating the fights. I'm doing a lot of conference around the province of Quebec. Now a little bit less because of the pandemic, but I'm doing a lot of Zoom about resilience and motivation. I'm doing some acting stuff here in French in Montreal. I just passed a big audition for a big American movie.
Oh, really?
So we'll
What
see
is it?
what's gonna happen. It's a metaphor. It's called
Okay.
Metaphor. It's a serial killer trailer. So we'll see what's gonna happen. And I'm doing a lot of acting stuff here. So I love to do that. I have a CBD company that's going pretty well with Canadian health care. I'm doing a lot of stuff, and but that's what I was preparing. And, I just launched my second book, and it's going very good. So yeah, I'm doing like you like you said,
Jack of all
like you
trades. You're
can
doing
see,
everything.
I'm doing a lot of things. I can tell you what I'm doing. I don't know. I'm doing a lot of things, but I don't have a title about what I'm doing now.
I like the two jerseys hanging on the wall behind you.
It's tough four. It's the comeback season. When I was there, I went to the final, and I was on the gray team with Matt Serra and Dean Thomas, Chris Lytle. So that was fun. Seriously, that was fun. And in 2013, I had a chance to coach on Tough when with Team Canada when it was Tough Nations Canada against Australia.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, we just swept that season. That was not even funny. And but that was fun. And it's simple. It's more simple to be a contestant in that show than being a coach. Coach, you have to prepare the training. You have to to be a contestant. You train twice a day and you eat a freaking for $40 steak every night. You can doesn't matter. So but it's a great experience.
What's Rory McDonald up to these days? Do you talk to him much? Sorry.
I don't know. He's on PFL, and I know PFL season will start back in April. I think so. I'm close with Olivier Aubin-Mercier. He's just signed with PFL. That didn't fight yet with PFL, and the season is supposed to start back in April. And I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know the next tournament, but it's kind. We'll see what's gonna happen when in April when it's gonna come back.
Who are some? Can you give us 3 names of some up and coming UFC Canadians that are going to be title contenders?
Actually, Akeem Dawoudou is really skilled. I hope he's gonna go on the winning streak. And right now he's on the winning streak, but I hope he's gonna be able to get some really flashy finish. That's what he need now. But he has the skill to be a really good contender. Gavin Tucker, super skill, super good. This guy, and he's not Canadian, but he speaks French. Cyril Gann, for me, is probably the next heavyweight champion. He's from France, and he's fighting Saturday against Junior Dos Santos. And honestly, I know Junior Dos Santos. He's not a friend, but I know him. I met him, maybe 10, 15 times. Super nice guy. But I think, seriously, that is going to be a walk in the park for Cyril Gann. It's going to be.
I'm putting
fast.
money on it then.
It's going to be too fast. It's going to be too light. It's going to be too powerful. It's going to be just too much for Junior Dos Santos. And
he's getting old.
It's getting old. He's on 3 losing streak and 3 knockouts. So it's bad. And in heavyweight, especially in heavyweight, when you can't take a punch anymore, you're done, man. You're done.
Another guy you missed, I personally think is really good, is Tanner Boser, the bulldozer.
Yeah, Tanner Boser. Yeah, and you know what? Tanner has the personality to become a really superstar too. He don't give a shit.
No,
I like him because he's a real.
Yeah.
He's a real guy. with his mullet, with his eyes. I don't know. He's a character, and it can be something good.
He's good
I-
shit. We had him
yeah.
on right
Yeah.
before his first UFC fight, and he's awesome.
I think he was
Yeah.
our first. He was also our first UFC guy. I think
He was.
His last fight was against Arlovsky, and I think he showed too much respect to Arlovsky. That's why he lost the fight. He was so too shy in this fight, and that's why he lost, because Arlovsky didn't do a lot much.
No,
in
I
that
thought he
fight.
won
That was
that.
pardon me?
And Bozer's usually way more aggressive and like right in
Yeah.
your face and coming at you. And I feel like because it was Arlovsky and being such a UFC veteran, he kind of shied away.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I thought too. And because he had the skill, he had the talent to beat that guy. But you fought under Arlovsky. You have to disconnect your mentality and thinking that it's not the John Arlovsky, but it's hard.
Yeah. Hey, Pat, I just want to thank you very much for taking the time for us today and coming on and chatting with us. We've been big fans of yours, and we still are. We obviously still see you on the UFC network. Can't thank you enough.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. That was fun.
Thank you very much, Pat. I appreciate it. Take care and have a good night. Fill that drink
That was
up.
fun, guys.
Have a
right,
Take care, buddy.
Have a drink for me.
Cheers.
I will.
All right.
That was a good episode.
Yeah, fucking.
That guy's a beauty. Like it was a long one. We were like talking back and forth. Like
Oh, I didn't even have a chance to make a drink because we started 5 minutes early, so I haven't even had a fucking sip yet.
oh man, that's not a bad thing. Fuck,
Oh.
you didn't say anything stupid this time.
I didn't say much, just the one.
I know. We're
Yeah.
saving this too, by the way. Talk to you later. Have a
Fuck
good night.
Fuck you.
Yeah.